Shalom, shalom, shalom. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem.
Bang, bang, bang.
All right, so I got on YouTube this morning, right? And I seen Hakah, Deacon Hakah of Genesis, talking about the book of Daniel. Still waiting for the debate. Still waiting for the debate, but he was talking about it. I ain't watch it yet. I started to watch it, and I start getting into Daniel the 70-week prophecy, which our debate was supposed to be about. Is supposed to be about if we do it. So I wanted to see what he got going on. So we're gonna do a live, not a live, but I'm gonna do I'm gonna react to it, see what's going on. All right, so let me get this right, see if we can hear.
You can look at the word actually in the Aramaic or the Hebrew.
All
It goes
right, we
back to
all good.
Media. That's Japhet. Japhet is not
All right, so I
Caucasian.
watched a little bit of it. He was just talking about the Medes. He believed it goes back. The Medes go back to Japheth. He believed those are not white people; they are black people. So that's what he's talking about, right? So you ain't missed nothing. But let's get into it.
Japhet are the original people of Japhet are the Etruscans and Minoans, the people of color. You can look at primary witnesses and sources and eyewitnesses, such as who or what? Pottery. Pottery will be considered all archaeology are eyewitnesses, primary sources of that time period. These are we people of color who now populate the Indian archipelago. You understand that? Which was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by books the number of the years. Wherefore the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet that he would accomplish 70 years in the desolation of Jerusalem. How many people in the Genesis Varsity Online Academy? Let me pull up the chat in the Genesis Varsity. How many of y'all heard? Because I used to hear this as well. Let's see. I gotta pull up the chat here. Um, Let me see. Okay, here we go. My bad. Pull up the chat here. How many of y'all have heard in the Genesis Varsity Online Academy and on YouTube that God had ended the Babylonian captivity early? I know I've heard that.
I've heard
Let's
it
take a
too.
look at YouTube.
Yeah, I've heard it too. A lot of people
How
don't
many of
believe
y'all have heard
they
that?
spent 70 years in Babylon. So
With
I've
19
heard it.
hotel brands
Hold
at
on, man.
IHG
Come on
Hotels
with
and
the
Resorts.
ads, man.
Guest at
We
a
don't care
guest.
about no ads, man.
Have y'all heard that God ended the Babylonian captivity early? It was supposed to be 7 years. We got out of there early. Okay. So Daniel was going to tell us where our sentence for our crimes came. It came from Jeremiah. Where in Jeremiah? The first time we see it is Jeremiah chapter 25. Jeremiah chapter 25
Excuse you.
and verse 11. It says, "And this whole land shall be a desolation and an astonishment, and these nations shall serve the king of Babylon 70 years. And it shall come to pass when 70 years are accomplished that I will punish the king of Babylon and that nation, saith the Lord, for their iniquity and the land of the Chaldeans, and will make it perpetual desolations." So now we see where the pronouncing a judgment for the Israelites and our crimes, where the 70 years first was mentioned, and to whom we would serve. Now, side note, one could go here to say, oh, Jeremiah is a false prophet because Babylon didn't become a perpetual desolation. See, I always when I'm doing Bible studies and teaching, I always come from the angle of a Rogerian perspective because I'm a defender of the gospel, a defender of the faith. And so I like to see these angles that people may come, and one could use this. One could say, oh, we're going to weaponize this and say he's a false prophet because the ancient Babylon was not a perpetual desolation. So there are times where the Most High says it's going to be a perpetual desolation without inhabitant from excuse me, from generation to generation, forever and ever. When it overemphasizes that, then that's how you know it's literal. But certain things are hyperbolic. So this perpetual desolation here on ancient Babylon is not in the sense that there wouldn't be an inhabitant. There's not even language like that. Now let's show with the Bible that God, the Most High, can declare that a nation will be perpetually desolate, but people still can live there. Because when you look at ancient Babylon,
That
there
happened to
are still people there
that happened to the land of Israel.
to this day. But in Leviticus 26 and 32, it says this about the land of Israel.
Yeah.
Leviticus 26 and 32. And I will bring the land into desolation, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it. So a land can still be desolated and people still be able to dwell there. So I want you guys to understand that. Now in Jeremiah 29 and 10, he also talks about the 70 years. For thus saith the Lord, that after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word toward you and causing you to return to this place. So we have 70 years here. Now, were we in Babylon 70 years? The answer is yes. People may say, um, well, it depends on where you start your count from. And that's why certain scholars or theologians may say it wasn't 70, God had mercy and ended it early. But no. Look at the timeline events here. The timeline events here, this is going to be Bible history, Bible slash, oh sorry, Bible-history.com, map Babylon captivity timeline events. So in 612, remember, we went through this on Daniel
He
chapter
all right.
7,
He agreed with me so
how
far.
the griffin is a lion with eagle's wings. The lion represents Babylon, and the wings
And
represent
I want to
Assyria.
say this, right?
And
I'm gonna
remember,
pause
they
this
were
because when you go into and I don't know if he's going to touch on it, but it doesn't seem to touch on. It's actually 2 70 year prophecies. I don't know if he's going to touch on it, but in 612, that's the start of one because 612, well, 612 is when Babylon and Nebuchadnezzar defeats the Assyrians and become a world power, right? At that battle they had. So that's when Babylon becomes a world power. Right, so Babylon becomes a world power, and that's the time period of their 70 uh year prophecy because they was going to rule for 70 years. But the children of Israel being in Babylon for 70 years doesn't start at 612. Because remember, one prophecy said the king of Babylon is going to rule all nations and be a superpower for 70 years. And one said the children of Israel would be in Babylon exile for 70 years. Those two time periods start at two separate time periods. So I want to see if he touched on. He touched on this 612, but I don't know if he's going to get into it because the children of Israel didn't go into Babylon captivity at 612. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what he got going on.
together at once. But in 612, that's when, the Babylonians and the Medes conquer Assyria.
Mm-hmm.
So you have them splitting. That's why the Bible says the lion plucked off the wings of the eagle's wings from off it and then raised up. So at 605, everybody see that? 605, you have the Babylonians invade Judah.
Mm-hmm.
The Babylonians invade Judah. This is a fact.
That is a fact.
So there was 3 waves of the invasion. There was a 605 wave.
Mm-hmm.
There was another wave in the 597. Oh no, 597. And then the last one was 586. So if you count from 586, you're not going to get the correct number. You have to count at the first invasion.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it, what it says 605, first wave of deportations of Jews to Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel is taken captive and begins to prophesy. So it starts at 605.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
You understand?
That's where I start mine at.
Um, so 605 to when Cyrus came and conquered Babylon in 539, roughly. Remember, this is all circa, but we'll
Mm-hmm.
just take it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And here's our calculator. Here's our trusty calculator. Here's our trusty calculator 605. And then we take away 539 when we got transferred from Babylon to the Persians. And what is that? 66 years. So um it's keep telling you that to 70 years.
So
I'm about to cash a
hold on, let me
$50,000
stop
check.
this. Let's stop this. So what I would do different is, and again, this is all how you see it. He stops the time at 5:35 when I mean not 5:35, 5:39 when King Cyrus gave the decree to send the people back. Right. Where in the time at is actually 5:35 is when they're back in the land and they start to build back up. That's where I ended. So from 605 to 5:35, that's the 70 years for me when they excuse me, they get in Babylon 605, 5:35 they're in the land, they start building. That's where I believe that's the end that marks the official end because this is when they start building back up. That's where I do it at, and that's a complete 70 years. But I'm not mad at him stopping it at the Cyrus proclamation. No, hold up. Put the sound back on.
Dog. Good dog. I mean, this doesn't prove your point though.
That wasn't.
So
Hold up.
this doesn't
Wait, what he say my name for?
70 years. Oh, good dog.
That,
Good dog. I mean, this doesn't
that wasn't
this
me.
doesn't prove your point though. So
Wait.
Instead of
Hold on. Somebody. That wasn't me in his chat. Somebody say something in his chat, acting like me. That wasn't me.
that debate and stay out the comment board and set up the debate. You know I love you to
Wait,
death.
wait. That was not me. About to call him Conte. That wasn't me. I don't know what's going on in your chat. I can't see the chat, but that was not me. I wasn't in your chat last night. I don't know if you did this last night. I'm just seeing this morning. But let's set up the debate. Like you talking about stay out the chat. Let's set up the debate. When you gonna see this video, hopefully. Let's set up the debate, man.
About the comment board and set up the debate.
That was not me. That was,
So it's still 70 years.
I promise you that wasn't me. Look, I'm not mad at him stopping at 5:39 or 5:30 when Cyrus did the decree. 5:39. I'm not mad at that. 66 years is approximate. That's still good. Still good money in my book. I would just stop it at 5:35 when they start building. But that was not me in your chat. I don't know why you thought it was me, but I agree. Let's set up the debate. Let's go back. Let's set up the debate, man.
This doesn't prove your point though. So set up that debate and stay out the comment board and set up the debate.
Let's set up the debate, man. Stop saying my name. That was not me in your comment section. I don't know who it was. Somebody said my name because they know I'm most likely gonna get on your grass, on that grass, and we need to stop that debate. Stop ducking. Don't try to. And what happened was, we set up debate with Garfield, and he wants to put a price on the debate. He wants to, when boxers be boxing, and they don't really want to fight somebody, so they throw a high price up there. And the dude be like, "Man, you trying to price yourself out? Like you don't really want to fight. You trying to throw this crazy number and price yourself out of the debate." That's what he trying to do. He trying to do a debate for money. Garfield got to pay him and all this stuff. Like, come on, man. This is crazy. Matter of fact, hold up, real fast. Hold up. Let me hold up. Let me call Garfield real fast, man. Hold up. Let me call Garfield. Let me get. I'm about to call Garfield real fast, man. Cause no, let me see if I could. Let me call Garfield real fast. Let me see if he pick up, man.
What's up, King?
Hey Garfield, what up, man? I got you on my YouTube channel. I'm not live, but I'm recording for this for Deacon for the Genesis dude. He said my name on his YouTube last night, talking about the Daniel debate. What's up with the Daniel debate? Is it gonna get set up? What's going on with him?
We haven't spoken recently, but from the last time, I don't know, man. I don't know if Deacon want to debate, man. It's all. Let me reach out to him today and see what's gonna happen, because sometimes dudes just say stuff in public, but in private they don't want to debate. So let me reach out today and see feel his temperature on the issue, and we go from there.
All right, bet, man. I appreciate it. When you reach out to him, get back to me because I want to debate. He said my name on his YouTube last night, talking about set up the debate, and I'm trying to set it up. So reach out to him and you get back to me.
All right, cool, no
I
problem, my
appreciate it.
brother. All
All
right,
right.
peace.
That was Garfield. Y'all heard him. He don't think he wants to debate, but he's saying my name. Let's do the debate. But let's continue.
About the common board instead of the debate. So it's still 70 years. Oh, it's 66. It's 70 years, man.
Look,
round it up. You know math.
and look, I said I'm not mad at the 66 years, so that's how you know that wasn't me in the chat. I'm not mad at it. I understand approximate. I'm not mad at it. I would end it at 5:35 when they get back to the land, but I'm not mad at the 60. I wouldn't argue that. Like I'm not that weak. I get it. Approximate. I wouldn't argue that. That wasn't me in your comment section last night. I would have came up on your stage.
Right. So going back to Daniel 9 here, um, in verse 3, and I will set my face unto the Lord to seek by prayer and supplication with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. And I prayed unto the Lord my God and made my confession and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful God, keeping the covenants and mercy to them that love him and to them that keep his commandments.
Yo, I just want to say it's crazy because this video is literally turns into a response video. Because I saw this video on my phone. I'm like, oh, he's focused. I skipped through it a little bit, see if he's gonna talk about Daniel 9. Then I see he start talking about Daniel 9. So I'm like, oh, let me go get on my computer to react to it, get a original or fresh reaction to it. And he says my name in the video. he throw a shot at me in the video. So it's like, okay, I'm happy I'm doing this. I'm happy I watched it because this is a response video now. So now I'm responding to you for saying my name. Let's do the debate, man.
Bang, bang,
Let's
bang.
do the debate.
Which covenant is this? This is the old covenant. You have Israelites saying that the old covenant is done away with and we're in the new covenant. And I get a Christian saying that. They're just lost in the sauce. But the old covenant is literally the law, statutes, and commandments. According to Ezekiel 34, um, Deuteronomy, the old covenant is literally the codified law, our moral compass, our legislation. That'll never be done away with. But he's telling you right here that even when the temple is down, we're keeping the commandments. Because Christians will say, why would you, if you can't do one, don't do any of them. Here the temple is down and they are still keeping the commandments. I mean, they can't physically keep the ones that are attached to the temple, but that doesn't mean since we can't keep those, let's just be homosexual. No, but that is a Christian's ideology. So what how long have we been going on YouTube? Oh, we're too long on YouTube. Okay, so let me stop here. All right, YouTube. I'm gonna continue on in the Varsity Online Academy, specializing in Hebrew apologetics. If y'all want to sign up,
All right, so he's done with that. All right, so let's do this, man. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, so I thought he was gonna get into more of Deuteronomy. I mean Deuteronomy of Daniel 9, 70-week prophecy. He's gonna keep it private. I get it. Whatever. But let's do the debate. Let's do it. What are you waiting for? In his video, I don't know if I missed it. If I hold up, he said, oh, let me see.
Do not pay your.
He said, Daniel 9 was a OT only weakness or something like that. Let me see if I can find it.
both places here.
Let me see if I
Let
can.
me share my screen on both places here.
Let me see if I can find it.
In the Genesis Varsity Online Academy, specializing in Hebrew apologetics. But what I will do is give them just a little bit
Let me see if I can
of
find
Daniel
it.
chapter 9. I'm gonna share my screen on both places here. Let me share my
Let me see.
screen.
I want
on
y'all to
both
hear him
places
say
here.
that Daniel
Let's do the
9
entire
is an
screen.
OT only non-messianic
I think
weakness.
that's how we're gonna do it.
Before I came to my
We're
computer,
gonna do the entire
I
screen.
saw that part on my phone.
And then I'm also going to
Let me see.
come over to our Zoom class. So well. Okay. Now, YouTube, I'm gonna need you to let me know. Can y'all see Daniel 9 on the screen?
I think it was before this.
All the beasts, the horns, the little horns, with some extra biblical sources as well. What that aligns with in his needs and the Greeks and all of that. Now we are in Daniel 9, the famous 70 weeks, a non-messianic worst nightmare.
So you hear him, right?
A non-messianic's worst nightmare. In Daniel 9, we
so
have
he says Daniel 9 is a non-messianic, and which that's a misnomer because OT, so-called OT only or Tanakh only. Well, let me speak for myself. I'm not messianic. I believe in a future messianic era and messianic figures. I'm not non-messianic. I just don't believe in your messianic figure. I don't believe in your Messiah, but I'm not non-messianic. That's one. And it's not a nightmare. I can deal with Daniel 9 in my sleep. One arm behind my back, blindfolded. It's easy. And I want to do that debate. Let's do the debate. You said my name. You keep saying my name. It's not the first time you say my name. Let's do the debate. Garfield's going to reach out to you today. And let's do the debate, man. Like, come on, bro. Now I'm worked up. Let's do it. I think you scared. Nah, man, but it's all I want. I thought he was gonna do something more with the with this video, with this Daniel mystery stuff, Daniel 9. He didn't do nothing. He just read. But whatever. I'm happy I did do this though, because I got you saying my name. Called Garfield on record. And we're gonna see, man. But Baruch Hashem, y'all make sure y'all go light up his chat whenever he live. Tell him debate Gadol, man. All praise to the Most High. Shalom.